Alright guys, back here at the Catskills Sugar Shack, and I got a May 18th update for you on the land. Check out this little area over here. We chopped up all those branches, got them out of there. It's a lot cleaner. I'm going to walk down and show you the area by the rocks. It's a little wet. We planted some seeds through here, some more seeds. The seeds that we planted actually are clover seeds and a mix of fescues, but mostly overall not trying to get a perfect lawn. No fertilizer ever going down here to keep it going. So I know weeds will mix in. I know random native grasses and things will mix in, so not too concerned. Just trying to get some different varieties in there on the lawn. So coming down here to the rocks. It has been a very wet May and end of April, so it is still pretty soggy. Over here to the left, we still have all this debris is still here, but that hopefully will cleared out in the next month or so. The tree will come down right there. That's the one that's rotten and kind of falling apart. This area will be defined a little bit more. So where this spring comes down and feeds the pond, this will be defined a little bit more. There's kind of a little dam wall up there. That will stay, but that dead tree is going to go. All this stuff's going to go. All that dead tree, couple dead trees in there. Just a lot of ash trees that are kind of on their way out, but all that stuff will go. All right, and then this area is a little wet through here, so we're going to finish this up with some more rocks. So that rock path will probably continue to hopefully about here, and like right about here-ish, and help with walking through that kind of little wet area. That wet area dries up in the summer, so I'm not too concerned about it, but just this time of year it's pretty wet. So there was a huge branch here last time that the beaver started to chew at. I was able to cut that up and kick that aside, so a lot of that is kind of sitting right over here, and I dragged a good amount back to that big pile back there and to this pile. So a little bit about what we did this past weekend. We ended up going to a trout hatchery, and we loaded the pond with about 25 trout. So I know it's a small amount. I think this pond, I think it could take about 300, but we loaded it with 25 just to start, to really see how they take hold, and hoping that they do. We'll find out. I mean, I don't even know how I'm going to find out, because they could die off and I wouldn't even know about it. But anyway, we'll see what happens. And I've seen larger bass in here now, probably like a little bit over a foot. So the pond was stocked with like 11-inch, 12-inch trout. So brook trout. We'll see how they do. It does stay cold in the pond. Maybe the upper foot gets to high 60s in the middle of the summer, but it's constantly fed with cold mountain water. And I believe at its deepest, it's probably 10 feet in a lot of spots. Maybe on average 6 to 8 feet in the middle areas. So hopefully everything goes well with that. I wanted to show back here in the woods, there was a very large branch that fell. That one is now kicked to the side over here. Got that cleaned up. Check that out. That came down from this big old tree. It was laying across this whole path. So I was able to kick that aside, cut that down, and going back into the woods, clear out this path a little more. We probably, once this season, we usually rake it out, so we got to get on that and rake this out in the next couple weeks or so. But right back here, there was about 3 little pine trees that were kind of leaning up against each other and kind of falling all over. I was able to clear all those out, put them all aside over here. So a lot of those are kind of kicked aside over here. so that now we have a clear path straight over the bridge. And the idea is all the way up to keep this stream clear. So just keep it clear of branches, and so that you can always walk down to the stream and hang out down there. So that's clear branches all the way up to here. And I'll show you that spot. That's the next goal here. So right in here, I gotta cut all this stuff out. So that's the next project. But from there, you can see going up the stream, a lot of this debris was kicked aside, and I cut up a lot of this stuff. So even as I walk up the stream, you know, it's cool because you can just walk through the stream now. And just walk all the way up. Now you get up to about there, and some of that needs to be cleared out a little bit, but there's no big fallen trees through there. So walking up here, I'm going to show you the little waterfall that I built coming out of the pond, because they started to erode a lot of the soil over here. So not so much a waterfall, but something to like break the water, so when it comes out, it kind of gradually comes out, doesn't come into kind of a dirt pit, and kind of keep eroding there. So let me show you what I got here. So I kind of stacked these big long stones, you'll see right here, and there's below all this pea gravel is a lot of these stones that kind of built this whole area up. So this whole area is probably like 1.5 to 2 feet maybe from top to bottom. So it was kind of eroding a lot of that, and this will help really keep that from happening, hopefully. But yeah, it's just a bunch of rocks. Nothing too special. All right, so then I want to show you the bridge area over here. And we got the benches in place. So we cleared out a little bit over here. Probably need to do a little weed whacking, but the benches, as you can see, are in place, sort of level, not perfect, but they're sitting on top of some of the leftover stone that I had to keep them off the ground a little bit, to let some air underneath there so they don't kind of rot right away. So hopefully they will last a good amount of time in the woods here. And I kind of we put them up against these two trees for the big long bench, and the shorter bench, put it right here. So when you walk right off the bridge, you kind of walk right into it. And if I'm sitting on the bridge, this is kind of the view. I'm sitting on the bench, view looking out, and that's kind of what it looks like. All right, so just a little update on the wildflower garden. It is still coming along, but as you can see in some of these bare spots, I think we are getting those seeds to pop back through. So hopefully we'll see what happens there, and maybe this wildflower garden will take off. We will see. All right, and look at these guys. All the ferns, the gigantic ferns are popping up and showing up, so that's cool. I always like this area right here with all those flowers and ferns. And that's it for an update. See you later.